I anticipate that when we are going to talk on ghost stories, you are eager to receive and respond to a number of fictional accounts of spectrality. But frankly speaking, I am not going to deliver, express, utter or disseminate any ghost story as such. I am going to play in here and I am going to check it through the question and answer session following it, whether the hypothesis stands or not. That all ghost already always is a story, and all story whatsoever, wheresoever, whysoever is spectral. So the ghost as a story and narratives as already apparitional. This is exactly where I would like to focus on. Professor Chandra, can we have the first slide, please? I would draw your attention to a painting by Leonardo da Vinci. This painting is basically a Christological painting on the issue of motherhood. I think the visibility is anyway there's some problem in the setting. In the painting, at the back, the acephalous and headless at present lady is the mother of Virgin Mary. On her lap is the mother of Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary. On the right, there is this nascent, young baby called Jesus, who has not yet become Christ. In a gesture, in a passionate urge to become Christ, the baby is leaning towards a sacrificial lamb, which is also the lamb of innocence. What's quite interesting here is that even from this fragmented optics, I think you can make out clearly that Christ doesn't want to go back to the lap of the mother. He is leaning towards the sacrificial gesture of lamb. And the mother, in a gesture of motherhood, wants to withdraw Christ towards his normative childhood in the lap of mother, trying to draw towards her from the lamb to the protective space of motherhood. But what is the mother's mother doing? Unfortunately, we cannot see the facial expression here, that's not very important. But you can surely make out, even from this fragmented optics, that she is letting her daughter go towards Christ. So here you have at the same moment two contrary gestures in a conflictual pose. One, a mother who is trying to draw her child towards her, another mother who is letting her child, Madonna, go. So here we have, in the kinetics and in the imaginary, and therefore in the semantics or meaning or cultural implication, a point where we have two types of models of motherhood in operation. One, that which relinquishes its motherhood, that which withdraws from motherhood altogether, instead of drawing the mourning daughter towards her. Mother's mother is letting her daughter go towards her baby. So here we have a question. Is she a mother or is she not a mother proper? Because if Virgin Mary's gesture is maternal, then definitely Mary's mother, Saint Anne's gesture, is not maternal. Because Mary is trying to draw her child towards her, and Mary's mother is not trying to draw Mary towards her. But on the contrary, think about what is going to happen in this moment in an anticipatory or proleptic temporality. If Jesus is led towards the Lamb, Jesus becomes Christ. He is Jesus, but he becomes the Savior. And if Christ becomes the Savior, he becomes the Son of God. I mean, with a birth certificate, Jesus is not the Son of God, but an illegitimate child. But with Christological certification, he is the Son of God. And to attain that certification, the child needs to go towards the Lamb. And Mary is trying to withdraw the child towards her. And Mary's mother is not trying to draw Mary towards her, withdrawing from model of motherhood herself. Think now about a similar situation in our life every day. Imagine a level crossing. Question is, what is a level crossing? The answer is that which becomes something, that which exists, that which is, that which attains any existence only when it is closed. Because if the level crossing is open, it's not a level crossing, it's a road, rasta. We have in our lives, we have in our narratives, moments like this, events like this, objects like this, institutions like this, and definitely narrative energies like this, when withdrawal generates inauguration. However ironical it sounds, it is by a retreat that the thing is retreated. It is by a disappearance or a closure or a withdrawal by which the thing is drawn into being. For example, the level crossing becomes a level crossing only by being closed, not when it is open. Or Mary becomes a mother by her maternal gesture per se, but differing from her, Saint Anne becomes the universal mother's mother by the gesture of withdrawing herself from normative maternity or normative roles of motherhood. Now think about the ghost. Exactly, it should be the definition of a ghost. Something that never comes, it only comes back. Something which is not present, but something whose presence is experienced only because it is already always absent. I mean, if a human being is slapping you, you understand the presence of the slap. But if a ghost is supposedly slapping you, you experience a spectral incident only because you know some absence has cast with your presence of experience. Because the person who has slapped you is not a person, but the erasure of a person, the absence of a person. So presence is generated through absence. Just like in case of the level crossing, you find that the level crossing is something at all. It becomes a level crossing only when it is closed. Just in case of the maternity of Mary's mother or Madonna's mother, you find that withdrawal or retreat from the roles of motherhood generates the role of mother to the mother. These epithets are actually reserved for something that denies the ontology of presence, or in simpler terms, that denies the de facto nature of presence. Their presence is always represented. Think about the ghost. The ghost haunts you. Now, what's the meaning of the word haunt? That it comes back from the past. But does the ghost belong to the past? In the sense that we belong to India? Is the ghost limited in the past? No, it affects my presence. Only when it affects my presence, I understand the presence of the spectre. This apparitional coming back, which is never coming as such. I would like the second slide for a simpler application of the postulate I was just proposing. This is a billboard poster of Bhutnath. Who is intimidating whom? First question, if we understand that the Gothic effect of suspense, the architectonics of haunted house, fear, and this type of things make up the cartography of experiencing a ghost, the occultification of space, the supernaturalization of the events. Then, in this poster, who seems more afraid of the other? A careful look to the poster would clearly suggest that on the left-hand side, the ghost seems to be more afraid of the other. Look at their eyes. So instead of Banku being haunted by the ghost itself becomes already always haunted. And the case is very, very interesting in terms of the disappearance and reappearance, that which we were talking about in defining our spectrality. We called it retreat, or something that which comes only in coming back, something which is inaugurated, which has its debut only when it is closed, like level crossing, something which is drawn only when it is withdrawn, like the motherhood of Mary's mother in the Leonardo da Vinci painting. Kailashnath, the role of whom is played by Amitabh Bachchan, becomes Bhutnath. Now, as long as he was a presence for Kailashnath, he was not Bhutnath. Only when he is absent as Kailashnath, you have the possibility of presence of Bhutnath. So Kailashnath becomes absent, and the same energetics, the same desires for revenge, for mourning, for melancholia, for catharsis, whatsoever, the same set of energies become immediately Bhutnath. So Bhutnath is born, Bhutnath is possible by the pleasure of withdrawal of disappearance of Kailashnath. Now Kailashnath becomes Bhutnath already haunted by a spectrality, and that is Kailashnath's wife had died. So you have first, in the first stage, the bereaved husband who is haunted by the memory of the wife. And then the bereaved husband dies and becomes a haunt himself. His ontology is replaced by a haunt, a spectrality. And the house becomes the home of the ontological excess of Kailashnath, and it becomes a home of Bhutnath now. And the home of Bhutnath means it becomes unholy for the human beings. In this ironical redistribution of pasts, Bhutnath becomes different from other ghosts that we have seen in films only by coming back into family values. Bhutnath when he was in Family Values, and he becomes our dear Bhutnath for the audience only when he becomes the ultimate absent present welfarish patriarch of the family once again via a politics of friendship with Bonku. Can we have the third slide, please? Yes, one more slide, I think. Second. There were 3 slides. Now, none of the entities whom you see here are free of Bhutnath. And Bhutnath is not alive, but he is coming back as the grandfather figure at the back, larger than life. Kailashnath wouldn't be able to control the emotional institution of the family, but Bhutnath does. Where does Bhutnath get the scope and where does Bhutnath get the energy from? Because the home becomes unhomely, Kailashnath becomes Bhutnath, Bhutnath becomes Banku's friend, Banku's friend becomes the grandfather, and thus we are regressing once more into the position Kailashnath should have got had he been alive and had his family members were respectful to the joint family values at all. So Bhutnath returns to the effect of Kailashnath via the spectrality, via coming back as Bhutnath. And that is why I think the filmmaker has made it clear, even after exorcism, even after the catharsis of pity and fear in the family drama, even after there is this funeral ritual conducted for erasing Bhutnath's haunt, Bhutnath promises to come back any moment that Bonku needs his friend. So now think about the 2 possibilities. Like in the first picture, we were thinking about 2 possibilities. Kailashnath's ontology as the grandfather, and what is the telos or goal of Bhutnath's ontology? Are not they meeting at the same point, although in a very contradictory way? The grandfather would have kept the family intact, would have been a friend to the grandchild, and he would have saved the home from being sold commercially. Now the home becomes unhomely, Kailashnath becomes Bhutnath, but these things are coming back. But these things were lost future for the family because Kailashnath never earned these things and the family did not receive these things. But through Bhutnath's spectrality, these things are coming back. So we are finding that the family values are coming back, but coming back as an inauguration, as a debut. They never came, but they are coming back. Something that never comes, but something that comes back. In our childhood, we used to read a very popular Lee Falk comic strip called Panchanan. And Panchanan, translated Behar in Indurjal comics, was very actually called Phantom. I am not talking about the Hamlet-like parricidal moment of coming into being here, but think about this. As long as the Phantom is not dead, Pete Walker Jr. cannot become the Phantom. So the nth Phantom is alive means n-1th Phantom has become absent. We are talking about this type of stories, and this type of stories are nowhere without ethical or political implications. Think about the new international broadcasting information-based films which are using old sounds already lost, already in the library or museum, old visuals, and putting into a collage with new sounds. BBC recordings in gramophonic version. They are being used into electronic pop. If postmodernity is a celebration of differentiality, that means the reference to any origin a priori is denied. Because if you have a solid unified point to start with, that means if the ghost belongs to the past, if you have a past, really, and if that past is recalled as the ghost, then it does not become a ghost. Kailashnath's diary wouldn't have become Bhutanath. Only through Kailashnath's absence, demise, Kailashnath can become Bhutanath. The elder phantom alive and giving the throne to younger phantom in a gesture of Ulysses giving the throne to Telemachus wouldn't have made phantom, the Hamlet-like story that the father must die, senior Hamlet must die, only then you have the birth of Hamlet as Hamlet. The to be or not to be man was not born genetically, he was born culturally because of a lost future. Had the father been there, critical circuit would have worked in a different way. So things which, I again repeat, things which are retreated only by a retreat, things which are drawn into possibility of being only by withdrawal, things which appear only as a disappearance, reappearance, things whose presence are experienced only as absent present. They are everywhere. There is this end of history, and we are the last men and women standing apparently. The unified human subject has been dissolved, has been fragmented, and capitalism has finally won because Soviet Union has died. Okay, it's only because state-sponsored communism is no more absent. You can have newer forms of communitarianism all around you. Now nothing is politics. We are in an apolitical age, but everywhere we are political as an ad hoc, in an ad hoc gesture. Micro-communities like LGBT unities, like Tista Bachao Andolon, like joint forest management. These are apparently not political activities at all. Party is no longer in the modernist Leninist way of hangar politics. Something else is propelling the energetic of that politics. These are all spectral forms of politics because the lost future of modernism, the lost future of the utopian modernist Marxist communist project, after the demise of that project, they are reappearing in their condensed, distorted, displaced versions as ad hoc participatory political gestures in an anti-political or apolitical age, so-called of the end of history and the postmodern era as we call it. Another quick example of spectrality, another quick example of things around us as a ghost story would be what is the final instance with which I will conclude my lecture, and that is, I feel some inconvenience in talking about ghosts. Firstly, because I am a ghost here sticking to ghosts. The moment I had been born, I was together without language, in the security and in absolute organic integration with mother. My nourishment, my safety, my emotion, my shuk, my dukha, everything, they were tied to the being of the mother. I didn't have language, so I didn't have the first person singular number pronoun I didn't have any aham, I didn't have any mo, I didn't have any mui, I didn't have any ami. In that absolute linguistic Edenic togetherness and sanctuary with motherhood, suddenly there comes a moment when I started living a fiction of an absence becoming a presence. I see my mirror image either on a literal mirror or in the social mirror of people calling me something. And I suddenly gain the primary images imagination, I have the sense of myself born in me. This is the inauguration of myself, my story, at the cost of loss of the absolute Edenic togetherness with mother. Now that togetherness with mother was psychological reality as well as biological reality, but this is only a fiction, because my mirror's left hand is my right hand. Because that is me and this is I. And we are giving a mathematical equation like P is equal to MF, I am calling I is equal to me, which means self is equal to other. What a terrible, terrible loss of selfhood. That's me. When do I address myself as a that? That? Am I neuter gender? Am I an object? I am defining my subject in absolute identity or identification or is equal to mark with object, my shadow, my mirror image in a social mirror or maybe in a literal mirror. So this is an absolute fiction, and at the moment I am losing my subjective materiality. Because I am entering into a realm of language, next moment I will call you, she, he, it. That's me, and me equal to I. So you see, this is a displacement of I. This is a disappearance of the subjectivity, and I am trying to identify with an image. The self is trying to identify and get defined by an identity, by an identification, by a fictional merger with something which it is not. And if Cartesian thought insisted, I think, therefore I am, after Laka, resonating Laka, at this moment, tied to the ghost story, I can claim, I think, where I am not. My presence is where I am absent. Myself is defined in equation with the image. My subject refers for its definition and its properness, property to the object. So this is a terrible loss of selfhood. But this is the utopian fiction, because all along my life I will carry as my story, not the story of I, but the story of me. So all of us are already, always ghosts in the sense. Thank you.